Okay, I'm back out here at the 200-yard range today. It's a perfectly sunny day. There's a slight wind left to right, but the trees on the left pretty much eliminate any wind downrange here. And there is, since it's so hot, there's a mirage. The mirage is causing about a ½ inch fluctuation on the target left and right. So it's a guessing game trying to dead center a bullseye today, but that's fine. My objective here is to double check altitude of the bullet. I want to just try my best to get the bullet on the horizon with the bullseye here at 200 yards and hopefully squeeze my shots off between any gusts of wind. And once I figure I'm at level with the bullseye, then I'm going to check at 100 yards to see if the ballistic table and my dope app come anywhere near what the rifle does under these conditions. So from here on out, it's just going to be pretty much a slideshow of pictures of each. Okay, after some tweaking and trying different methods to hold the gun steady, I managed to get the scope zeroed in at 200 yards here, almost right down to the gnat's eyelash, at least for a guy like me. I don't think you can see this, but I managed to put 2 rounds in the orange. I don't know if I can get a 3rd round, but I thought I'd better record this because I figured me getting 2 rounds in the orange at 200 yards is a superhuman feat for my amateur shooting ability. Anyway, it's June 10th, 2019, and it's about 3 p.m. give or take. I know there's lots of other competitive shooters that can do this, but I just consider that a milestone in my development here. Well, what I'm going to do now, I went down and marked the target after those first 2 rounds. What I plan to do now is try to find out a little bit more about this Burris scope. It's an 8x40 power 50mm objective scope, and it's a front focal plane. And after getting the gun pretty much zeroed in here at 200 yards, I cranked the knob on the scope 2 entire turns to the right, and then about another 3 or 4 MOA to the right until it pretty much bottomed out on the windows, and then I cranked it all the way back out to the 0 setting again. So about 2 1/2, 2 3/4 rotations on the windage adjustment there. Back to exactly where it was before. And then I added 1 click, which is 1/8 inch at 100 yards. It should be about a 1/4 inch here at 200 yards, that 1 extra click. And what we're going to find out is, well, it's still hit in the orange after making scope adjustments. Burris claims, and a lot of people claim, that you can do a lot of adjustment on his scope and bring it back to 0, and it'll be dead on again. So that's what I'm going to find out with this next shot. Is it dead on, or is it, you know, miles out into left or right field, or what? Okay, now I felt like I pulled a little when I pulled the trigger on that, so I'm not sure if it was me or the misalignment of the scope after cranking it and cranking it back. So I'm going to take another round. It did not change the elevation though, it only changed horizontally. Something worth thinking about. Once you get your gun zeroed in, you'll be better off not to be messing with adjustments too much. Maybe an entire 2.5 rotations of a roulette wheel might just get you out of the ballpark. But I'm going to put another one downrange and find out if it was me or the scope adjusting mechanisms. And of course the third variable could be the factory ammo I'm using. I'm very happy with the Hornady ammunition I'm using. But you can never tell. There can always be a flyer here and there in a box of ammo. So that's another possibility. I sent the 4th round downrange, and it actually did move slightly left on the bullseye, just a little bit high and left. It felt like a pretty good shot, so I'm thinking I did pull shot number 3 a little bit. Barrel's probably heating up. The day is, temperature is getting a little bit different now, and wind is starting to kick up and get gusty. So there's a few more variables to deal with here. I got one more round in the magazine, so I'm just going to take my best shot with it and see what happens.